Welcome in, everybody. Woohoo! We got a big, not schedule released episode, but a schedule, I guess, go over episode. Talk about, I don't know. We're breaking down the Detroit Lions 2022 NFL schedule. We are getting 9 home games, so that's already a good start. Doesn't even matter that we're not playing at prime time. I don't care. But other than that, boys, I gotta say, coming before the show, there was a bit of a damper put on us, and it was the Pistons getting the 5th draft spot. So, Julius, I'm gonna hit it with you first. How disappointing was this on a scale of 1 to like absolute catastrophe being 10, or 1 being you can live with it?
I would say it's like a 7.5 because they had a three-way shot for the first pick, and getting back-to-back first overall picks is franchise altering. So let alone that, I was cool with any of the top 3 though, just because this draft is so open, kind of like the NFL draft was. So many guys at the top of the draft board that could help out. But 5 just seems like we got kicked out of the fringe. We got kicked out of the fringe, and we're going to get a developmental player who may or may not help Cade Cunningham and the rest of the Detroit Pistons ascend. However, I'm still optimistic because I like Troy Weaver and I like Cade Cunningham and I like the young core we have. So hopefully nothing bad.
Weaver just needs some of that Brad Holmes luck, just one guy to slide to 5. And it's not asking a lot. You got some interesting franchises ahead of us with the Magic, the Kings, and the Rockets, and there's one more team. But anyways, those 3 are not the smartest. So it wouldn't shock me if they reached and did something out of the ordinary, and then lo and behold, the Pistons get Jaden Ivey or one of the big 3, Jabari Paulo or Chet, to somehow fall to 5. But I know, Nick, I know you're giving me it's not gonna happen. But we've seen crazier things happen in the NFL NBA draft. And then not to mention there's other things where like we've seen Markelle Fultz go first and Jason Tatum fall to 3, and look how that turned out. So what does picking at 5 really mean for the Pistons, Nick?
It means that we're about to really get a good test. This is Weaver's test right here. This is not Cade Cunningham or Mobley, or he can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You have those top 4 guys, and excuse me, I don't know all their names, but I know that there's the top 4 guys: Chet, Paolo, Jabari Smith, and then the Purdue guy that I can't remember.
Ivy, yeah.
Thank you. After that, it's crapshoot. It's a good luck. I hope you make the correct pick. And we have sat over the last decade and watched countless terrible picks inside the top 10. Terrible. And I'm ready to have my heart broken again, but I am hoping that Troy Weaver can keep this train going. I like what's going on there. I like the team that's being built. We forget Killian Hayes is 20 years old. He's been in the league for 2 years. He has a lot of room to grow. He will still be one of the youngest players on the team next year. Cade is obviously Cade. I'm in love with Beef Stew. I bought a sweater because of him. So I'm all about the way the Pistons are moving forward. But this is the biggest make it or break it test, in my opinion. So got to be smart with it. I don't know exactly who we should be going after. I'm not that, well equipped in college basketball.
But I like what you're saying, show me what you got, Troy Weaver. You've done all this wheeling and dealing. We saw Sadiq. We saw the Beef Stew. Killian, we still don't really fully know, but it hasn't gone the best. So this is your shot to really prove to Detroit that you're that GM, you're that dude, that you can make the good picks. So hopefully the Pistons can get it done come June or however late the draft is. I know it's a ways away, but let's talk some Detroit Lions because there's a little bit of news going on. Detroit Lions had the rookie conference and press conference since the draft, and the press kind of got to ask him about Hard Knocks, in which Jamal Williams just said, "I don't give an F. I just want to play football." And now, boys, did that surprise you at all? Jamal Williams just no, I want to play football, and giving a serious badass answer more than his silly goofball answer, because it kind of caught me off guard, but I liked it.
He's so funny when he talks. I could listen to him. I hope when his career's over, but honestly, I hope he does it this year. He needs to start a podcast because I will literally just listen to whatever Jamal Williams has to say. J Swag. Excuse me. It threw me off, right? So I don't give up. He quiets down, and then he's like, I'm just going to be me, he says. I'm going to do what I do, whether this camera's there or not. And ultimately, paraphrasing here, he says that all that means is more cameras up in my face. I think secretly he really likes that. I think he's really excited about Hard Knocks.
Yeah,
I think he's very excited to steal the show. Never had the opportunity in Green Bay because Green Bay was always in the playoffs. So I think he's going to play it cool, right? He's gonna play it cool, but honestly, I really think Jay Will's he's gonna steal Hard Knocks, whether he wants to or not. But I secretly think deep down that he wants to. But I don't know him as a person, so who knows? What he says is what I hear, and he doesn't care, I guess.
Hopefully, it would be sweet if he just had his best season ever. All right, Julius, scenario. Jamal Williams doesn't appear at all on Hard Knocks, but has maybe not at all, but like one or two just small, tiny scenes, and then has his best season of his NFL career. Would you take that, or would you rather, have Jamal Williams give him the funny Jamal and have, your typical Jamal Williams season?
I'd rather have my typical Jamal Williams season because I love the authenticity of Jamal Williams and his answer to that question. About how he's ready to play football. That's all that they're worried about. That's what's gonna make the Lions Hard Knock season the greatest Hard Knock season in the history of life. And I promise I cannot wait. I cannot count down the days. I'm crossing them off the calendar.
Detroit's gonna set some numbers. I know they are, man. Like, Hard Knocks is getting bigger, and
I just tweeted out and this was maybe 2 days ago. It was 89 days to the first preseason game. And Hard Knocks starts right with the first we're less than 100 days, less than 90 days from Hard Knocks.
It's gonna be here before you know it, man.
Summer's gonna fly by. Try to remember, stop and smell the roses, boys. On a real note, like summer's gonna fly by this year, so do your best to enjoy it.
Enjoy it when it's 90.
Julius it's always summer for Julius. I don't know what I'm talking about, but Adam.
I know what you mean, Nick. I know what you mean. I chomped down on a bag of sunflower seeds today.
That was the funniest snap.
It's like watching the Tigers, man. It's like,
did you send that to Julius?
No, I don't have Julius on Snapchat. I don't even know if Julius has Snapchat.
Yeah,
I do not have Snapchat.
Yeah, he's an old soul. I didn't think he would. I barely look at mine, but I did see Adam snap me, and I was like, "Whoa, I gotta see what this is." And Adam just grabbed his handful of sunflower seeds and eats it the Adam way.
Crush them up. Hey, man, it's easy way, but could be painful coming out sometimes. So you can only eat little bits. But Nick, you tweeted out a great question earlier yesterday, I don't know, but it was Lions to win the Super Bowl right now, or you get $50,000 direct deposit into your bank, but the Lions don't win the Super Bowl for the next 15 years. And I, my young, spry self, thought, I've already lived through 24, almost 25 years, no Lions Super Bowls. What's another 15? I'll be like 40 years. I'll be like when you guys age, I won't be too old. But, Lions to win the Super Bowl now, if I could know about it, place a little bet, win like 30 grand, 20 grand, maybe. But the 50 grand, I think I'd have to take the money just because I'm a greedy old bastard and I love money. And I could go have some sweet vacation that would give me the same joy as Lions with the Super Bowl, even though Lions would give me a lot of joy with the Super Bowl. But 50K can do a lot for you. So, Nick, give me your take. You tweeted this out. How'd you even think about this?
I actually saw someone else tweet something very similar about the Wolverines, and I was like, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that about the Lions because I'm very interested. He lowballed it. It was like 10,000. I was like, let's give him some money, $50,000. Who would pass up on that? Well, 50% of the people that voted, it was neck and neck the whole way. I don't know what the outcome was, but this is interesting, right? $50,000 right in your bank account, but you got to sit through 15 years. And some guy was like, well, I would just bet on the Lions to win. I'd get great money. This is like, you're not going to know, right? You're either just going to wake up tomorrow, $50,000 is going to be in your bank account, and you're going to be so hopeful for the Lions for the next 15 years, but you're never going to win for another 15 years. Or you know, we just watched the season. You never get 50,000 in your bank account, and the Lions just win the Super Bowl this season, and you're like, what? No way. Ultimately, I don't want to sit through 15 more years of the Lions losing and not being able to win Super Bowl, and like even getting to the Super Bowl but not winning the Super Bowl. Like I couldn't even handle that. Like the first year we make Super Bowl, we have to win it.
Yes,
like, have to win it. Exactly. So I'm going with the Lions Super Bowl this year. I would love to just watch them come out this year, go 10-7, and then jump right in and just run it out like the Bengals did and actually win the Super Bowl against staff. No, wait.
All right, Julius, I'm gonna change it up. 150K or Lions. 150K, 15-year drought, or Lions Super Bowl.
150,000. That could go a long way.
We're playing deal or no deal right now.
That 150K.
Hold the suitcase of Lions Super Bowl, and Howie Mandel opens up another suitcase that says 150K. Do you want to swap suitcases? What do you do?
I'm taking that Lions Super Bowl every day of the week. Because
ladies and gents,
I cannot pass on that. The Lions are a big part of my life, and that would be a very big moment of my life. So, F that money.
Woo!
Give me the moment.
There we go, baby.
Give me the moment. You cannot outlive that moment.
Love it.
Amount of money.
So true. Very true.
No amount of money.
Now you're making me look cheap for taking 50 grand. Everyone's like, this guy's not a true Lions fan. Take 50 grand over Super Bowl. But I'm a young guy, so I could live through another 15 years and see the Lions win like 5 more Super Bowls. Knock on wood. But let's talk some Lions schedule because that's pretty much the only thing going on right now. The Lions are kind of gypped. For the first time since I don't know how long. I don't know if it was like 2013, but there was a stat on the Lions were the first team in so many years without a primetime game. And we're the only team without a primetime game. And not to mention, there's 13 teams with primetime games. So it seems like everyone's playing on primetime but the Lions. So I don't know what's going on, but I thought about it. And I was thinking, the Lions, their schedule is one boom, 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 very consistent Sunday. It's never Monday, never Thursday, never, we have that one Thursday Thanksgiving game that we always know about. And I don't know. I feel like this might change, might be a little good for the Lions. And hopefully the Lions do have some killer games, some Jared Goff, 10-point fourth quarter comeback victory wins to make ESPN, CBS, ABC, all the big goons look stupid and put us at prime time for, 2-3 games next year. So it's going to suck this year, but hey, we're Lions fans. We're watching every day Sunday. It's just the other bandwagoners that are missing out. So Nick, you make anything of, no primetime games, or is this just another, shot to the Lions?
What's clear? What is a primetime game?
It's so I gotta imagine it's like Thursday night. And so here's another fact: the Lions are, I think, the only team in the NFL that have not appeared on a Thursday night NFL Network game, which I don't think we have.
National television.
National audience. That's not.
So we do have a primetime game because Thanksgiving is primetime. This stuff. Well, why are we just like snuffing at that? Like, we're gonna get our ass whooped in Buffalo.
Already guaranteed
national primetime game. No, dude. I mean, I saw all this stuff and I was just sitting here like, so I guess it's primetime 8 p.m. or later. Does the 4:00 game not get counted as a primetime on Thanksgiving either? Like, I don't know I don't know. I think they missed the game because I feel like we're in prime time on Thanksgiving when everyone sits down to watch the Lions lose as they start eating lunch. Like,
it's week 12, and the Lions could very well be 10-1 because we have our bye. Lions are 10-1 playing Buffalo, and we upset the Bills, or maybe not 10-1, but 7-4, something like that. We upset the Bills. Whew, they are going to be kicking themselves. There might be some flexing going on.
I will have drank an entire bottle of vodka if that happens. Also about primetime games, the more primetime games for the Lions, the less times I have to switch back between Red Zone and the Lions, which is terrible. Just let me watch Red Zone all day long and throw the Lions there on Sunday night or Monday night. Or actually, I do not want anything. I'm so happy we're the only team never to play a Thursday game outside of Thanksgiving. Like, let's keep that going. Thursday games are the worst for the teams. Yeah. Great to watch. But so I want primetime games. I want 14, 15 primetime games, and I want to be able to watch Red Zone every single week. That's the best thing about when the Lions play in primetime.
Julius, you think, anything different? Is this? I mean, the Lions, I will say, we don't have the best Sunday Night Football record. I think in the last 5 or so years, I don't think we've won a single Sunday Night Football game. Monday Night Football, different story. I believe we were 2-3.
Well, wait a minute. Didn't Matt Patricia beat Bill Belichick on Sunday Night Football? Or was that Monday? I thought that was Sunday.
Monday.
Fact check.
I try not to remember those days.
That was a win, though. That was a win. That was a happy. And
All right, Lions prime time
playing the Patriots.
Doesn't do anything for us.
I honestly could give 2 Fs about primetime games. For one, I hate the wait. I hate when all the 1 o'clock games are on, and I'm like, I wish the Lions were playing right now. And I have to wait all the way till nighttime when, anxiety builds during these Lions games. You know what I'm saying? The Lions like to play with your emotions. And it's not good if you get your emotions all up at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Then I can't go to bed for the next 2 hours, and I wake up in the morning, especially if they lose, which they usually do. And my whole next day is ruined because of the primetime game. So I could give 2 squats about it. I'm glad every game is at noon. I'm happy. Thank you, NFL. Matter of fact, we're going to get to the schedule. I would like to thank the NFL this season in regards to our schedule. But, yeah, no primetime games, no problem for me.
Adam, could you imagine watching football at noon rather than 1 o'clock? It'd be crazy. College football starting at 11.
I live in Texas, so I watch the games at noon.
A freaky thing.
12 o'clock is the time for me.
That's beautiful. That's like not too early, not too late.
It's like right after breakfast. Got some time to mess with fantasy beforehand, and boom, it's right there.
See, 1 o'clock, you sit there and you end up fidgeting way too much because you've been, at least for me, I'm up at 7 in the morning watching all football pregame for 6 hours. I'm like, dude, what fan? All of a sudden, I start this 4-string receiver because I heard Ian Rappaport.
I mean, I'm looking through so much fantasy crap on Sundays. Oh my gosh, the final hour is so jam-packed, and I have, I'm just people DMing me and crap.
Especially because I try to do shows too, you know what I mean? Or answer people's questions.
Yeah, man, it's a lot. Because I always love to, answer questions, post stuff out oh, God, he starts it. People
My
love
daughter's
that,
soccer games used to be on Sunday, right?
Oh, man.
12 to 1.
I know what you mean.
And I did not pay attention to it.
I'm like, why would you put that's my biggest pet peeve. I know we're a little off topic, but to the dads out there with sons who play football, baseball, soccer, whatever, it drives me insane when they put the game exactly during the Lions game. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
These are kids, man. Wake them up at 7 in the morning. Get them
I
out.
know.
Finish it by
real.
10.
Listen, in Texas, that don't exist.
Football game, hour later. I don't care.
In Texas, that they do, right?
In Texas, Sundays are totally open to football, church and football. That's it. Church and football.
Church and football, man.
Dude, is Friday Night Lights just one of the best football movies of all time, boys?
I love that movie, and I love the show too. The show and the movie are both great.
It's just classics
and very realistic. They take that shit serious.
Boys, without further ado, you ready to step into week 1 because we're facing a tandem that's never been together before. And that's Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. The Philadelphia Eagles, they acquired A.J. Brown on a trade with the Titans during the NFL draft. They give up the 23rd pick and some change. But they gave A.J. Brown a big old $100 million contract, 4 years, I think 75, 65, something like that, guaranteed, big chunk guaranteed. So A.J. Brown's going to be involved in this game. So now, is Amani going to be tasked with, shadowing A.J. Brown, or do we think – how do we think we're going to handle this situation? Do you think it's just going to be wherever he lines up, whoever's there is going to take him, or what? Nick, let me hear your first thoughts.
I feel like the Lions don't do a lot of I don't know. I don't have the exact percentages, but I feel like most of the time the Lions do not do a lot of shadowing. More as in they will just line up with whoever is lined up there, whatever defense they put in. They try to put the best defense and formation out there to line up everything perfectly, but whether it's Okuda on, Devonta or Okuda on AJ Brown and Amani O on Smith, it won't matter. We're gonna wipe the floor with them, boys. We're gonna wipe the floor with them. So no, I don't think we'll shadow too much. No.
All right, Nick. While we're on topic, give me a score prediction, and you think we'll be able to hold Jalen Hurts in check? I know you're not the biggest fan, but last year or 2 years ago, they gave us a big old whopping, but they did have some defensive help.
I think it was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
I think it was last year. It was on Halloween. Lions lost 44-6. Boston Scott, Jordan Howard had 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, they just ran all over us.
Darius Slay had a touchdown against us.
Yeah, he outscored. He had the same. I remember that. Yeah.
Philly leads. I got some stats for everyone too for all these games. Philly leads the series 17-16 or 17-16-2. We're 1 game away from tying the series up right here. Detroit's won 3 of the last 4 games against Philly. Jared Goff is 1-3 against Philly. Dan Campbell is 1-1 against Philly. All right. Well, for everyone who doesn't know, we put a vote out there for the whole schedule. The fans voted. We win. 68% voted that we win. Just so everyone knows.
I like it. I'm
keep going. I'm finished.
Right, go
my whole prediction out here. I do think we can stop Jalen Hurts. I'm not worried about him. He's one of the worst arm-talented quarterbacks in the entire NFL. I don't care if you give him A.J. Brown. Lions are in a revenge mode after last year's debacle. Lions win this game 21-20.
Whew, I like it. Close one, but Lions squeak out the victory. Julius, let's hear what you got real quick before I give my final prediction.
Well, honestly, this is going to be a big test.
Yes, you're going on record.
This is gonna be a big test for the Lions secondary right out the gate. I'm looking at Jeff Okudah, AJ Brown matchup possibly. I like it. I like this matchup a lot. Hopefully, we don't have too many. The Lions were a pretty healthy team last year at first. Hopefully, we go into it with a healthy season, a healthy roster. I'm just gonna go straight to a score prediction on this one because it's a lot to learn on the road to week 1. But I see the Lions winning a close one, 2017.
Whew, I like it. Man, I think it's gonna be close too. I love me some Jalen Hurts. Hopefully, Mom, Dad, if you're listening, give me birthday tickets. Birthday's that next week. I've already planted the seeds. Hopefully, they'll give me some tickets to the game. Never know. If not, I'll definitely buy them because I want to see Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown play. But nonetheless, I think it's going to be a close one. I will say I feel like Jalen Hurts is going to be more of a problem or just more like active than he was last game where he was just, hand the ball off and just kind of the run game was destroyed us. So I'm going to go 23-17 Lions. We're going to kick a bunch of field goals, start the game. Jared Goff, final game-winning touchdown to take a lead with, minute 15 left, and then we'll make a nice defensive stand. So, boys. Clean sweep. So, without further ado, you know what that means. We got the blue Kool-Aid. See if
Crack them open.
Baby open. All right, we got next the Commanders. Carson Wentz, this is his first away game with the Commanders. God, this lid's really full. But what do you guys think? Do you think Wentz is going to be, an actual legit, acquisition that helps out the Commanders? How much of an upgrade, Julius, is he from Taylor Hinkie to, or Fitzpatrick to Carson Wentz? And do you think it's enough to beat the Lions?
I'm actually of the rare crowd that believes Carson Wentz is underrated in the NFL today. And I think he's good enough to win games with, a la Jared Goff. Now, do the Washington Commanders have what Carson Wentz needs to be successful against the Lions? I would say no, because I would expect this to be a game where our defensive line wreaks havoc on the Carson Wentz backfield. They don't have that many targets outside of the unhappy receiver. What's his name?
Terry
McLaurin. Outside of him, they don't have that many targets.
They did draft Jahan Dotson, the wide receiver out of Penn State.
They drafted Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson going to need 15 targets, 12 catches.
And it's week 2.
In the slot on Jerry Jacobs. And that's not going to happen because Aiden Hutchinson going to break out for like 3 sacks on the Commanders' offensive tackles. I expect this could be a blowout in DC. So I'm going with the Lions 30-10.
All right. I like it. Yeah, I think the Lions are gonna get this dub easily. I think Hutch is gonna want to make a little statement. Show he's better. He's the best defensive end on that field. And by that, I mean he's better than Chase Young, who's gonna be lined up on the opposite end, who's probably gonna be healthy enough coming back from his ACL injury. and I think that's going to be, the matchup that everyone's going to be talking about week 2. Oh, Chase Young versus Aiden Hutchinson, Michigan versus Ohio State, all that. So I think Hutch is going to have a big game. The Washington Commanders, they don't have the best line. I know they did draft Bijan Robinson. They kept McKissick, so they do have a wide, backfield going. Jarrett Patterson's still there, and of course Antonio Gibson. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. If we can keep the running backs in check, I don't think, they have a single playmaker that could take over and win the game. So as long as the Lions don't shoot themselves in the foot, this should be an easy dub. Am I right, Nick?
You give me a score prediction, bro.
I think I'm going let's say 27-17. I think we'll have a nice 10-point victory over them.
All right, so I got a few things here. Real stats about this series. Washington leads the series 31-15. Lions have won 5 of the last 6 games. Lions won the last meeting on a Prater game winner in 2020. In fact, the last 3 games have been decided by 3 points, all of which were a game-winning score with 16 seconds to go or less. In 2020, Prater hit a game winner as time expired. In 2019, Dustin Hopkins hit a game winner with 16 seconds to go. And in 2016, Stafford hit Anquan Bolden for a game-winning touchdown with 16 seconds to go. Jared Goff is 1-1 against Washington. The fans voted. They said 96% we will win.
Was that one of the highest? That had to have been one of the highest.
Yeah, there's a few high ones.
I bet you the Jags and the Jets.
Yeah. This is a game that seems like we should win on paper. This is a game that's not going to see a single team score over 20 points. This is going to be the Washington stout defense with all those Alabama boys up front versus the Detroit Lions stout up-and-coming defense. We are not going to see barn burners from Carson Wentz and Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson or Jared Goff, Jameson Williams, Amon St. Brown, TJ Hawkinson. This is going to be a running game. This is going to be a run battle. Get in for the slow one. I'm going to go 19-16 Commanders with the victory.
Ooh, first loss. Nick, how could you do it to us?
Well, Detroit's bound to lose one of these first 3 games, even though on paper we should win them all.
No, it's just going to happen. This is the year. How many years has it not happened? And we're due, I mean, I will say the Lions did come off to a hot start. Just, not even less than 10 years ago with Stafford and company. So we'll say anything can happen. If the Lions do come out to a hot start, that will be huge because our second half schedule is much, 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 much easier than the first half. Money. So, yeah. I think we all have our predictions and everything in.
We're in week 3.
All right, week 3, Vikings. First away game for the Lions. You got to imagine Vikings have, this game circled on their schedule. We're playing in Minnesota. The Vikings gave the first win to the Lions. They beat us one of the times earlier last season on a game-winning field goal. They got to, be feeling that they own us. When in reality, Lions have been playing pretty good against the Vikings with Dan Campbell, I should say. With Matt Patricia, whole different story. Dan Campbell, I honestly think he has the Vikings number. I feel like this is going to be the year that we take down the Vikings. We get a clean sweep. But I will say, come week 3, it's hard to put 3 wins in a row. I want to say we win, but my gut is telling me we lose, a close one. I think 21-14. I think it's just going to be a straight on 7-point touchdown. Lions are just going to score too quickly in the fourth quarter, leaving Kirk Cousins just enough time. Classical prevent, and Cousins is just going to Justin Jefferson him way in the end zone. Julius, let's hop on over to you. Think the Lions take them down in Minnesota?
I do, and it's because I think very lowly of Minnesota this year. I feel like they are a team that are
rookie head coach too,
new head coach, new general manager, and I think they're at a crossroads. And I think what they tried to build with Cook and Cousins and Jefferson, is not going to hold for multiple reasons. And I think their defense is going to take a major lapse this season. And their offensive line still has major question marks. I just think that the Lions will have enough to also control Minnesota this year, who I believe will be last place in the NFC North, even below the Bears. That's how lowly I think of the Vikings this season. I think they're going to fall apart. I think by the end of the year, it's going to be a total rebuild mode with Jefferson and maybe Cook still. I don't even know, but Cook's shelf life is running out. He's a running back. But I have the Lions having a good defensive performance in this game, particular, and them winning 20-7.
I like it. Shutting down the Vikings. Nick, any thoughts?
Yes, I do. Let's start with the series. Minnesota leads this series 79-40-2. 79-40-2. Detroit snapped an 8-game losing streak to the Vikings with their come-from-behind win last year. The last 3 games these teams have played have been decided by 2 points exactly. The last 2 games decided on the last play of the game. Jared Goff is 2-2 versus Minnesota, but with 8 touchdowns, 2 interception ratio. It's pretty good. Dan Campbell is 1-1. First NFL win obviously came against them. The fans voted 53% win for the Lions. They got us going 3-0 right out the gate, along with Julius. We play 7 games against brand new head coaches. I said a few weeks back, a month back, a couple of months back, we had to win 5 of those games. Okay, 2 against Minnesota, 2 against Chicago, Miami, Giants, Jacksonville. We have to win 5, if not 6 of those games. Chalk this one up as a victory in Minnesota. I like it, and I think this is going to be a really close game, low-scoring game until the fourth quarter, very similar to last year's win for us. A lot of points scored in the fourth quarter. I'm going to go 26-23 Lions.
Love it. I think we are all actually. Me and you, Nick, are 2-1. Julius, I want to say 3-0.
Julius is 17-0. I already marked it.
Dude got all that blue Kool-Aid. I'm already down 1 bottle on my second one here, so we'll get down to it. Lions are playing the Seahawks in week 4. We Lions fans were blessed by the Seahawks going rebuild mode because they took away Russell Wilson. They shipped him on out to Denver, added some rookie picks that aren't going to impact or help the Seahawks right now beat the Lions, etc. Not only are we not facing Russell Wilson, but they're probably their best defensive player they've had in quite some time, maybe tossing Richard Sherman, but Bobby Wagner. He was a field general that just his presence being there, I think will be an ease off of Jared Goff's mind. Well, I think both of us, all 3 of us, can remember last time we heard Bobby Wagner's name. It's the infamous Calvin Johnson when Cam Chancellor punched it out and Bobby just smacked it right out of the end zone. Should have been a penalty, should have been a Lions victory. But refs just decided to miss that one on that day. Had a bad one, so typical. I think we have an easy win over the Seahawks, no matter if it's Geno Smith or Drew Lock. Either quarterback doesn't really scare me. They're both, very meh type. Geno could, shoot himself in the foot, throw 15 interceptions, and
or throw a punt.
Yeah, Drew Lock could do the same too. They're both. I just don't see them as game winners. I don't see them doing anything within the first 3 weeks to prove themselves as game winners. So for me, I'm going a nice little Lions victory, 24 to, we'll say, 13. Lions, 11-point dub. Nick, let's shoot it to you. Give us a couple stats.
I will. A stat I'm looking up right now. Russell Wilson 3-1 against Detroit. So good thing he's out. Hasn't lost to us since 2012. And in the last 3 games combined has outscored us 92-53. We are terrible when it comes to Seattle. That's not even including the playoffs. Excuse me. Let's add a playoff game in there. 4-1 against Detroit. Weird. We scored 6 points there, so we've been outscored 130 something to 55 or something like that against Seattle. But the times are a changing. Russell Wilson's gone, and Drew Lock and old Geno Smith come in, so that's good. Let's run down a little bit of this. 3 out of the first 4 games are at home for the Lions. I like that. Seattle leads the series 11-5. Lions have lost the last 4 and 7 of the last 8 against Seattle. The Seahawks have won the last 3 games by 2 touchdowns or more. Jared Goff did not start last year's game. Jared Goff is 5-4 against Seattle. Dan Campbell is 0-1 against Seattle as a head coach. The fans voted. They said 92%. Victory, and they keep the win train moving. I am also going to agree. I just don't know where Seattle's at right now. I'm not in love with their draft. I love Kenny Walker, but I don't think that was the best and smartest choice for him when you already had Rashad Penny, who was a first rounder, who I actually don't like. So, I mean, you had to do something. But Chris Carson, who I did like, he seems to be your guy. I don't know why you'd spend such an early pick on a running back, even if it is Kenny Walker, who, again, will be an NFL stud. Lions take this one 20-19.
I like it.
Hey, real quick, Julius, what did you say the score was to me? What did you say? Or did you say it? Did you?
I didn't get the Seattle one yet.
My bad. I led that one off. I didn't. I thought I was.
I changed it up on you. I went you first to start.
I didn't realize. So you caught me off. Yeah, he caught me sleeping. You caught me sleeping. Picking dandelions out here. I was trying to do that Russell Wilson search. All right.
Julius, you think this is a easy peasy lemon squeezy?
It seems like it will be. Seattle on paper could very well have one of, if not the worst record in the league next year, especially playing out in the NFC West. I expect the Lions to win this game. I could definitely see how it could be a trap game. 3 out of the first 4 games are at home. That's great. Thank you, NFL. I appreciate that. Thanks to that, the Lions are going to beat Seattle at home in a rocking Ford Field that's off to a 4-0 start, 28-7. Lions defense is the story of the first quarter of this season. So
far, Julius has them allowing 20, 30, 41 points through 4 games. That's 10 points per game. That's elite defense, bro. Elite.
Let's go. Aiden Hutchinson, the
Kool-Aid
brothers, Josh Pascal, Levi Orzorowski, Alan McNeil. Let's go.
I agree, man.
Hall of Famers right there. I'm hearing them. Adam, you didn't go yet, did you either, right?
Did I what?
Did you get a prediction for that game?
I think I did. I said 24-13.
Who?
The Lions, of course.
Oh, okay. I thought I did miss one. I thought it was Julius, but okay, we're good.
All right. Moving on. This one's an interesting one. We are heading on over to New England, facing on the Patriots with Matt Patricia. So, boys, do we see a Matt Patricia revenge game? When by that, I mean Lions will probably get smacked because we're playing in New England, and it's going to be all Bill Belichick just playing chess with, young Dan Campbell's mind. Poor Dan Campbell is going to have his true, mind effing where he faces one of the greats, and if not the greatest. So, Julius, is there any way, you're the most optimistic of us 3 so far, is there any way the Lions squeak this one out in New England?
There's a chance. If the Lions are 4-0, as I have predicted thus far, with one of the best, if not the best, defense in football.
Very true.
They could very well go to New England and give Bill Belichick and Matt Patricia the works. And specifically Matt Patricia, who I feel like has risen to one of the most hateable figures in Detroit sports. I saw a list come out about the most hated figures. He was at like number 3 or 4. Maybe a little higher, but he should have been number 1. It's just not great memories, especially seeing the quick progress from the first year from Brad Holmes, and we didn't even win that many games, and we still saw more progress than we ever saw Matt Patricia. We really need to beat the Patriots, and get rid of that whole Patriot way, Bob Quinn, Patricia era forever. Throw it in the burner. 5-0. The Lions go in, shock the world. Patriots 13, Lions 14.
I love it.
Game-winning field goal.
I do think it's going to be a tough one, too. While you're right, Nick, I'm going to go Patriots 13, Lions 9. I think we get just 3 quality drives, failed all right at the goal line. And, Dan Campbell just taking his medicine each time. When in reality, hopefully, the Lions, if we're playing in New England, each time, he's got to be that aggressive, Dan Campbell. 4th and 1, 4th and 2, 4th, hell, 4th and 3, 4th and 4, go for it. I don't care. But if he's getting, on the goal line inside the 5, you got to just try to get that 7 no matter what, or else, Belichick will somehow beat you by the end of the game. Nick?
Let's run some stats now. New England leads our series 7-5. Detroit won the last game. Matt Patricia's first win as a head coach. I wrote down Sunday night game. I'm pretty sure.
It was. Yes, I did look it up. I forgot to mention it was Sunday night. But it was 20
like a vault up here, boys. Like a vault up here.
Almost 4 years ago. So I said 5 years. So
only reason I remember is because I was at that game. And
so I was at the game as well.
Well, here we go, dude. That's fucking awesome. Kerryon Johnson broke the 70-game streak for a Detroit Lions running back not having 100 yards in a game. Detroit has lost 4 of the last 5 games against New England. Detroit hasn't won at New England since 1993. Jared Goff is 1-2 versus New England, including a Super Bowl loss. Dan Campbell is 1-1 versus New England. The fans voted and they said 71%. Loss. The first loss from the fans. Unfortunately, we're not going 17-0 via the fans. I will follow suit fans with all those. I know. Boo the fans. Boo me too, because I'm jumping on with them. I don't think we're going to be able to win this game, but I think it's going to be super close, just like every single game will be this year for Detroit. We are not going to see too many blowouts. I mean, we didn't see too many last year, but
I'm happy we got this game week 5. I feel like week 5 is a solid week. It's also right before the bye, so like we could get our butts kicked, then go right in the bye, get a nice cleanse. Then we're coming out of the bye against the Dallas Cowboys, playing in Dallas, the team we probably hate the most, who's not in our own division. And the Lions, we could make a statement if we put a little number on the Cowboys. Everyone in America is going to be watching. It's America's team. So if we upset the Cowboys, that would be a nice little Dubberton for the Lions. But Julius, head back to you. Took the loss against the Patriots. Week 6 bye. We're heading to week 7. Dallas, they traded away Amari Cooper for like a 6th rounder. Their offensive line took a hit, lost La'el Collins. It's not what it was a few years ago. Zeke Elliott's old man Zeke. They do have Tony Pollard, who he's a guy who I'm kind of concerned about because he's your fast, quick guy who could easily score a 50-yard touchdown. But in Dallas, do you think we get this victory?
First of all, let me start off by saying Julius Porter at the 5th top will be in attendance at this game in Arlington.
Yeah, there we go.
At the AT&T Stadium, and I will be lit with the hordes of deep Detroit fans that will be there. Last time I went to a Dallas game, the last time they played in Dallas, I believe 2019, and they lost on a game-winning field goal by Dallas. I forgot the score. It was a very hard game to walk away from, walk out that stadium, walk amongst those Cowboy fans who are rabid. But this time, I will lead a parade past AT&T Stadium of nothing but Lions fans celebrating a victory over the Cowboys in blowout fashion, 30-17. And the Lions are 6-0, and I don't know if I have lost my sanity or not, but it all seems to make sense. Go Lions in Dallas. Can't wait to be there.
Hey, it would be that'll be a fun one, Julius.
I can't pick them to lose this game because I will be there, guys. I'm sorry.
For sure.
Nick, what do you got? You think we beat the old Cowboys?
I absolutely think we can beat the Cowboys. They are definitely beatable. They, like you said, lost Cooper. Zeke Elliott is definitely nothing, but Tony Pollard is a really good running back. So I agree with everything you said. I'm basically just going to touch points on everything you said and just be an
real quick before you get into it. Hold on.
Okay.
The one guy I completely forgot about. Who? Oh man, how could I forget this? We are going to see Micah Parsons versus Penei Sewell. And boy, oh boy, if Penei Sewell shuts down Micah Parsons, pop the champagne, Lions fans, because win or lose, we will know that Sewell is a Hall of Fame. He's the man. He's it. So back to you, Nick.
I love it. Yes, that is going to be a great showdown. That's going to be one to pinpoint. Don't worry about the ball. Just watch those two. It'll be fun to rewatch film on that. Let's run down some stats. Dallas leads the series 17-12. Dallas has won the last 4 meetings. Last time Detroit won was the fake spike game. Jared Goff is 2-1 versus Dallas. Dan Campbell is 0-1 versus Dallas. Dan Campbell is 0-1 after a bye week. So this is his second opportunity. That was our first non-loss last year. So it was, I think, a very big game. You know what I mean? It wasn't a win, but it wasn't a loss. So I liked it. This year, coming out of the bye, going to Dallas. We're going from New England, bye at home in Detroit, down to Dallas, and maybe we'll just do the bye in Dallas. We'll see what goes there. Fans voted 76%. L for a loss for the Lions. I am going to follow suit again. The Cowboys will take down the Lions in a 27-24 game.
Boo.
My heart is broken as I leave AT&T Stadium in shambles.
Yeah, especially it's gonna be a game winner too. It's gonna be tough. Be a bummer.
Yeah, Julius. If the Lions, I'll be saying some prayers for if the Cowboys get like a double doink loss or something like that happens, or we see Dak Prescott, throwing interception picks, something crazy happens to piss off old Dallas Cowboys fans. Probably should just keep your head down, walk on.
Riley Patterson is going to knock in a game winner. It's going to be no issue.
Man. We got him and Fox. The special teams is locked down, so that is one thing, we got going, especially with the rest of the Lions. But for me, I don't think I gave my score prediction, so I'm going to go 28-24 Lions victory. I think we get just the final touchdown, and I don't think anyone scores for the last 6-7 minutes, and I think it's just a little barn burner. And not so much barn burner, but stalemate. That's what I was looking for. But next game on, we have back home against the Miami Dolphins. Probably the game I want to win the most because, want to know why? Joy Taylor, last year, 2 years ago, called out Dan Campbell. All the Lions fans said, good luck with your silly head coach putting on race car helmets. He was terrible for the Dolphins, and we don't want him anymore. But boy, oh boy, has every Lions fans embraced him, loved him, and Dan Campbell has slowly won our hearts and can fully win it over this year. A big old win versus old team would be huge. And not only that, I would go rub it in Joy Taylor's face right away. So I'm thinking the Lions take an easy one, 21-10. I don't think Tyreek Hill is going to be a big factor. I know he was a guy that we weren't expecting to face. He's on the Dolphins now, but it's going to be interesting. They do have Waddle and Hill. I just don't think Tua's it. I think he's going to get a little exposed this season, and the Lions are going to come away with a nice 21-10 victory. Julius, any thoughts? Right
now in my world, the Lions are flying high, 6-0, one of the best teams in the league. And they get their first loss against Miami at Ford Field, 20-19 on a heartbreaker. I do have some optimism about the Miami Dolphins roster build up the last few years. They've had a lot of draft picks. They've had a lot of cap.
They've added a lot to it, I will say.
They've added a lot of players in free agency.
Added 15 running backs too.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if Miami is a threat this year in the AFC. A threat. And I think that threat is great enough to give the Lions their first L, 20-19.
Ooh. All right, Nick. Give me some.
You want a 17-0, Adam? You want a 17-0?
Go ahead.
Maybe not 17-0, but 12-5, something like that. I don't know. But I got plenty of Kool-Aid here for everyone. I just took the little package off. But yeah, it's the old blue Kool-Aid.
Yes, I need it injected into my veins. What I don't have optimism is that we're going to finish this episode. We're going to finish the schedule today. This might be a first half thing and a second half thing because we're getting about crunch time. Green Bay was what I had as the halfway point anyway when I did my thing. So we might be making this a to be continued episode is what I'm realizing that my optimism has gone towards. But we'll talk about this game. Miami, let's run some stats down. Miami leads the series 7-5. The Lions have won the last 3 games. These teams are tied 3-3 when the games are played in Detroit. Jared Goff is 0-2 versus Miami. Dan Campbell returns to the team that gave him his first head coaching opportunity in a big revenge game. Fans voted 63% win. I am going to continue to follow the fans because I like what they're saying. I like what they're throwing down. Lions definitely win. I do not like Miami. I do not want Tua as a quarterback or like Tua as a quarterback or anything of that nature. He is just a little above Jalen Hurts, and that's kind of where I rank him. Not good.
No, Jalen Hurts is light years above Tua.
Running, but not throwing.
You'll see. You will see. All right, boys.
Hold on. I'm going to go Detroit victory 21-20.
I like it. So what give us a little week 8 recap before we finish things up week 9, then we'll do a part 2 next week. So Nick, where are we at?
Well, we'll start with Julius, who had us going a 6-0 tear to start the season. Then we finish, get up to 6-1 after week 8. Adam went 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2. So kind of on again, off again, but still 5-2 after the first 7 games, first 8 weeks. And I myself have us going 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3. Lions 4-3. So it's Julius 6-1, Adam 5-2, me 4-3.
We're all stepped out. So all right, Packers, make it or break it, boys. Are we all going home winners, closing it down winners, or are we all gonna be, Debbie Downers and say that Aaron Rodgers is gonna get his last laugh like always? But the Lions do have one little itty bitty thing going for them, and it's no Devontae Adams. So they did a little swapski of Devontae Adams for old Christian Watson, rookie out of North Dakota State, who doesn't pose nearly as much of a threat as Devontae Adams did, but he's a guy that could, be something by especially week 9 or so. So he's a guy that don't completely write off, but he's no Devontae Adams. So first things first, we are home on this game too. It's our second in division. Yes, our first home division game, second in division game of the season. So with that being said, I think the Lions are going to want to come out hard, swinging, just want to get this under their belt. And I do think we beat the Packers. I think this is going to be the first year where we see a little crack go up that big old Packers brick wall. And it's just going to start crumbling down come 23, 24, and so on. Rodgers is going to get more irritated. The contract's going to pay him more money. It's just going to be a big old, bomb. But the Lions, I think we're going to take a 24-20 victory. It's going to be a close game. I just don't think Rodgers is going to be his old Rodgers. And I think the Lions are going to, not have an easy victory, but I think it'll be fairly easy. Bold take, but Julius, what are you feeling on this one?
I'm feeling that the Lions are going to continue their success. And like you mentioned, Adam, this is the first year I think that the old Aaron Rodgers Packer regime, you're going to see sort of passing of the torch, so to say, to Dan Campbell and the Lions. However, I do still fear the Packers defense. They got some players. They still got some players. But they have a lot of rookies. I know they drafted a couple defenders in the first round before they took a receiver in Christian Watson. I just don't think any of the draft picks they made are going to have instant impacts. And the reason I got the Lions with such a good record so far is because of their offensive line and the weapons that surround it. I think they're going to just be overpowering a lot of teams. And I can see that happening with Green Bay in this game. So I'm going to go Lions 19, Packers 15.
Love it. There we go, baby. Nick,
7-1.
Don't give us some realism. I don't care. I don't care if it's Aaron Rodgers. You know we're going to lose no matter what because we always suck against Packers. Just tell me I'm going to win. Tell me.
Well, let's start off with some stats because everybody loves stats these days. We need to calm Adam down a little bit. He's got a little too much of that Kool-Aid going. It's a sugar rush. Let's calm down a little bit. Let's calm down. Green Bay leads this series 105-73 and 7. 105-73 and 7. Detroit won the last game they played against each other. Detroit is 3-3 in Ford Field in the last 6 games against Green Bay. This is an interesting stat I ended up discovering. Out of the last 11 games the Lions played the Green Bay Packers, the Packers have held the lead at halftime 1 time. in the last 11 games that the Packers and Lions have played, the Packers had the lead at halftime.
That's
sickening. That's sickening.
We have been tied at halftime one time. And 9 times out of the last 11 games with the Packers, we had the lead by 1 point or more at halftime.
And how many of those did we win?
Not a lot. Not enough. I don't have the full stat. Not good, though. I found that very interesting. 11 games. They've had the lead 1 time at halftime. Aaron Rodgers, he's hard to stop in the second half, but he doesn't have Devontae Adams. He's going to be relying heavily on Sammy Watkins. Or who is the receiver right now?
It's Christian Watson, Sammy Watkins, so a lot of Watts. They got the Watts in there. And then Alan Lazard, the Lizard King.
Amari Rodgers,
and then,
Randall Cobb.
Amari Rodgers, Randall Cobb. Then they also got that Romeo Scrubs guy.
Bunch of scrubs.
Yeah.
Jared Goff is 2-2 versus Green Bay, including a playoff loss, and he went 1-1 last year. Dan Campbell is 1-1 versus Green Bay. Fans voted 58% for a loss. I don't like the way they voted. I don't like the way Green Bay is setting their team up. I don't like the way that the Lions keep losing their first half leads. It's going to stop. It's going to stop, and it's going to stop in Ford Field in Week 9 against Green Bay. Lions win, game-winning field goal, 29-28, Lions victory.
Woo, I love it. Yeah, I mean, we did it week 17, so we're fresh off the, Packers whooping, even though Jordan Love did come in the second half. But still, Lions did have a lot of injuries, and we're playing scrubs. Lions were the Lions last year, and the Packers were the Packers. So all in all, I mentioned this on a previous show that I do think Dan Campbell outcoached Matt LaFleur with what they both had in the second half. It was pretty much, on par. Are you going to tell me that Jared Goff is that much better than Jordan Love? He probably is, but, not light years better. And they still had, Aaron Jones, or maybe it was A.J. Dillon playing, but one of the two was still getting carries. So we will see what's going to happen. I think there isn't a certain player that can, win this game other than Aaron Rodgers. And I know we've seen Aaron Jones have his way too, but I really think the more that A.J. Dillon and Jones have grown into bigger roles, the more I think they're going to get focused on. And I think that with Adams being gone, Dan Campbell's really going to want to shut these two down. And if we could do that, if Rodgers has, just a semi-game, we should be able to take him down.
Yeah.
So, boys, Nick, I want to say you're 5-3, 8 games in. Myself, 6-2, and Julius, big old 7-1. Whew. Love it. Like you said, Nick, we're probably gonna have to go into part 2 next week, but
to be continued. Everybody loves the to be continued show, though. Episode.
Exactly. And we do,
especially in the dog days of the summer of the NFL summer.
We're still to be continued on the draft. That's just one day we'll get back to those.
Yeah, we'll get there. We got week 10, the Bears in Chicago. That's gonna be a mockery. Week 11 in New York.
Whole show? You teasing the show, or are you giving away the whole show?
Break down the schedule. Let the people know. No, New York.
Tease it.
Week 12, Thanksgiving Bills. 13, the Jaguars. 14, Vikings. At the Jets, week 15. So I think this is interesting. We're playing in New York twice, so I'll bring that up again next show. Then Panthers, week 16. Week 17 and 18, Bears and Packers to round it off. I will say this week 18 Packers matchup, that's going to be interesting because that could very well be for the division. So if you guys want to hear some more about that, come back next week. We'll be here. If you guys want to hear other tweets and news and all that good stuff, check us out on Honolulu Blues _ at Twitter. Check out the boys individually. Nick at Nick Faber NFL, Julius at The Fifth Top, and myself at Everyday FFB. As always, give us a like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, whatever you're listening on. We appreciate it all. But as always, go Lions, and we're going to be here next week to break down part 2.
Go Lions.